Thanks for joining me. Just following on from our last video that I did about collective consciousness and how each of us affects the collective depending on where we are in ourselves, in our own consciousness, the way we think, the way we feel. We either lift up the collective through higher frequency of joy and love and doing what we can to help other people. How we affect the collective consciousness, because our frequency contributes to the collective. So it's really important to maintain our frequency in the highest we can possibly, which means we need to move out of worry and stress and negativity and move ourselves into more of being aligned to love and joy and doing what we love to do and helping people, and that raises our vibration up. So that's how we impact the collective, because as a collective it's oscillating depending on where each of us are at in our own energy. So that's really important to follow on from. This takes us to the ascension process, which means we're ascending into higher levels of frequencies of love and light, which is natural. Life and humanity has been evolving since the very beginning. That's the nature of the game, evolution, evolving into higher levels of awareness and consciousness. Remember the quote that Albert Einstein talked about, that you cannot solve a problem at the same level of consciousness that it was created. Meaning, to solve problems we have to really tune in and into higher frequencies where solutions can be found. So our personal Merkaba, our personal energy field, is really critical to the ascension process. Yes, the ascension process is an individual process. Each of us are going through it and experiencing it in our own way as we grow and evolve. And that happens through adversity and challenges. That's the only way that life seems to get our attention, is when challenges show up. When we're in a good space, we tend to be complacent and just having a great time, which is wonderful, by the way. But just understand, when a challenge shows up, it's there for our purpose to learn, evolve and grow. So the ascension is moving into higher levels of light, frequencies of love, if you like. So that means we have to clear the darker side, the shadow side that we still carry within us. We talk about now that we're going through a process of cleansing the dark from the planet. We want to rid the planet of all the dark and evil. The only way that can be done is through ourselves, because we carry the dark, and yes, we have been evil in our previous lives, but we carry dark negative energies. All of us do. So we have to do what we can to go into the negativity and the fear, to process it and allow it to clear and move through us so we can anchor more light. That's how we clear the darkness on the planet. The darkness on the planet, again, is not so much an exterior thing, it's a mirror reflection of the darker energies that we all carry as a collective. And we all have it. It's not a bad thing, light, dark, up, down, hot, cold, in, out. We live in a world of polarity, so if there's light, there has to be dark. If there's love, the absence of love is fear. So what we now need to do is continue to do our work. When people talk to us about, we're watching this movie, we're watching this thing play out in the outer reality, but we have to do the work. I often ask, well, what do you mean, do the work? Well, doing the work is doing our own work to clear our own shadow side, to deal with the anger and the guilt and the shame and the worry and all those negative, dark energies that we carry. That's what it is. It doesn't mean we're evil, but we carry these heavy, dense energies within us from past experience. That keeps us down. So what we need to do is go into those to access what's there and to then be able to clear and release. Life will do that for us anyway. If we don't do it by choice, life will always show up with something to challenge us, to trigger what it is we need to clear. So doing that with awareness means it can be less stressful because we're choosing to do it. If we're trying to avoid it, it's not possible. Life will give it to you, whatever you need, to tap into what is there that needs to be cleared so that we can raise our frequency. So love, as we try to bring in more love or express more love, love will bring up anything unlike itself to be healed. That's the nature of the game. That's the work we do, and that's the work we all need to do so that we can continue to raise our frequency, raise our energy into higher levels of love and light, which is the ascension process, which also helps eradicate the darkness from the planet. So that's our goal. So I'll leave it at that. Next time we'll look at some ways that we can deal with some of the shadow emotions that appear or are triggered, so that we can handle them in a safe way without getting ourselves into trouble, because that often what happens. We react from the fear-based energies, and that often doesn't work out well. So if we can do it with a more mindful response to what's there and find a way to deal with it in a more safe way, then it'll be better for everyone involved. All right, so that's enough for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.